Hi, people of the Philippines and people of the world. Hit the button below. And you will be subscribing to the Boy Abunda Talk channel on YouTube. Let's keep talking.
The Boy Abunda Talk channel on YouTube and ABS-CBN with the Philippine Star in partnership with Michael Alan Sikat, Congresswoman Maria Ferro Medica Abunda, Boy Sol, and Boy Abunda present. The interviews with the wives and children of the 2022 presidential candidates with Boy Abunda.
Magandang araw po sa inyong lahat. Please welcome my guests. I'll start with Liza Marcos and Vinny. Magandang araw and welcome.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.
Maraming salamat. Kumusta?
Okay naman, hectic.
A busy time at the moment, but for the most part, yeah, we have each other naman.
No, each other. I love you.
Napakaingay na dahil kampanya na. I know you're very busy, but how busy is busy? What role do you play? Ano ang inyong partisipasyon sa kampanya?
I'm more in the background, right? He goes with the dad campaigning. They
No,
all
but
go.
you sort out the HQ naman. And
Yeah, but it's
organize
sorted
that.
out already.
Me naman, I just go around with my dad, like, because if you're campaigning naman, you see all strangers every day. So nice to be with family, and then like we never hang out anymore. So that's parang our way of hanging out, like motorcade na lang.
What are you discovering? Pag sumasama ka sa dad, anong nakikita mo? Anong karanasan mo?
Well, the biggest one, I think, ganda ng Philippines, like Philippines is such a beautiful place. Like, when you travel, you may, drive around, you just see, like, iba-iba talaga.
He just started the campaign chair, 2 months ago?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
he was in Singapore. And we were having lunch. And I said, Vinny, how's the campaign? It's okay, Mom. They asked me to sign Sandro's autograph 5 times.
Ibig sabihin, parang ikaw si Sandro?
Yeah. I signed Sandra's face. Because I've been gone for 2 years, right? And then parang I guess I look different. Parang when they saw with me with my dad, they'd be like, why is he on the motorcade, Like, who is he? Like,
Taba mo. Di ba?
yeah.
Taba mo.
Mas guwapo si Simon.
Okay lang sa'yo.
It's okay.
Yeah.
How old are you now?
24.
24. Okay. Do you have contributions to the campaign? Like, that line is mine. What dad is wearing is mine. What my husband is doing now, I coached him. I mean, do you have that kind of contribution?
Well, when there's a smile on her face or my dad's, I like to think it's me. So.
During the
Because
campaign.
he's so sungit usually, he's always working, right? So.
Pero
even-
pag nakikita ka,
Ay, how can you not look at that
I mean, even
face,
if he gets inis at my jokes, right? At least he's distracted for a bit. Like, yeah.
okay, distracted for a bit, pero ang dulo nun, ngumingiti at tumatawa.
Yeah, right. Like,
Okay.
Breath of fresh air. This one.
How are you navigating this extremely polarized political landscape? May nagkakagusto, may hindi nagkakagusto, overwhelming praise, the bashing. How are you able to navigate this?
Me, I just say smile. Well, I don't have Facebook or Twitter, so I really don't, I don't engage. But I know so many people who do, and there's so much hatred, no?
it's not a
You,
good
what
place
do you
to be
do?
in. Yeah. Ako naman sanay naman ako. Like, growing up, I've always been a Marcos. So when it comes to the haters, like, it's normal naman for me. I've heard it since, growing up. But I mean, there's so many supporters now. It's so hard to be negative. Like, sobrang passionate din sila. So.
Vinny, when you say, I've always been a Marcos, anong ibig sabihin nun?
I mean, I'm born with my name, right? I mean, for me, it's just my father's name and my family's name, but obviously everyone else, it has so much meaning, right? So yeah, I mean, I've always gotten those comments, even like 3 years old or something, you know. Parang, okay,
And how do you respond?
normal. I mean, what can you really do, right? I mean, you can't really debate when you're 5 years old, so just take it. My dad naman's very positive about it. Like, he just says, don't worry about them, you know, we're just trying to do good.
Also, they studied in Ilocos when they were young.
Yeah.
And then at 11, they went to boarding school in England. So by the time they came back, hasa na yung brain nila.
Okay. Let's talk about the idea of the presidency. Were you consulted, Liza, when the senator decided to go for the presidency?
You know, 6 months ago, he wasn't yet sure what to do. We had no party, no. And then one day we're watching Ant-Man in the room. And then he looked, because we love Marvel movies. And then he looked at me and he goes, okay, we're going to do this. He told me. I said, do what? Run for the presidency.
Your reaction was one of,
Nervousness. And also, I didn't want him to get hurt because, you know, in 2016 when he lost, it was really a painful experience for him. And he was like, wow, what happened? You know, you see this ground swell and you lost. And that's everyday campaigning. So it's really painful. It was a painful experience.
did you discourage your husband?
Well, it's his decision, right? I didn't encourage, but I didn't discourage.
If you have it your way, Vinny, would you have wanted your dad to run for the presidency?
I want my father to be happy amongst anything else, you know. I want him to do whatever he feels in order to feel fulfilled. And yeah, so in that case, I do support my father just because I want him to be happy. Yeah.
How did you know that your father was running for the presidency?
I can't remember the exact time, but I know my mom called me saying, hey, how are you? How are you in Singapore? By the way, heads up, your dad might be running for president. I was like, oh God, like security, like no more freedom, more cameras. Because I really try and stay out of the public life if I can help it, you know.
Why?
I think, well, I'm a software engineer, right? So all the publicity in the world can't help your code. I just, it's not my thing, you know. Like, I don't go on Instagram, I don't go on Twitter, yeah.
Okay. Hindi yan mundo ng isang software engineer.
Web app.
You know, I'm doing this series of interviews because it is our intention for people to get to know the families of the presidential candidates. Dahil kami naniniwala na malaking bahagi ang pamilya sa usaping pagiging presidente, halimbawa. I'm sure people right now, mga taong nagmamasid sa ating pag-uusap, Liza, ang unang katanungan ay, who are you? You know, if I were to phrase that using my podcast, who are you when no one is watching?
I'm just chill. I'm chill. I'm a lawyer. I like teaching. I like staying out of the limelight, like my son.
Saan ka nagtuturo, Liza?
Me, I taught in PLM, FEU, where else? Northwestern in Ilocos,
Baguio.
MMSU, St. Louis in Baguio. That was my last. That was
Okay.
my last.
At anong itinuturo mo?
Law. Tinuturo ko yung same class first year until they graduate. And then I help them in the bar. And it's more for me because I get nervous and all that. And I've been teaching for 20 years, so I tell them, I just say, okay, my salary, we'll just use it for the bar, but just give me Friday 3 hours. So, you know, say I go to Baguio every Friday, 3 hours, sunod yan. And I don't teach. I don't choose the subject. So, you know, because if you teach the same thing over and over again, it's corny, right? So, it's also my way of being abreast with the law, right?
Anong ibig sabihin na ang iyong sweldo ay napupunta sa bar exams?
A professor gets X amount, right? So I don't accept it, and I just tell them, just make it puhunan until the 4th year, and then my students will take the bar, right? When they take the
Kung
bar...
anong pangangailangan nila, napupunta doon yung...
I'll give an example, like in Northwestern, so it was the 4th year, then they took the bar. So the bar was here in UST, so I transported everyone, got them a nice hotel. asked Ateneo to brief them. You know, the bar tips. I mean, these are people that, you know, can't really afford. And after the first, that's 4 Sundays at the bar. The second Sunday, I said, oh, how was it? Okay naman, ma'am. Galing eh. Why? Why is your face like that? They didn't have money for the Xeroxing of the bar tips. Can you imagine? I mean, here you are giving them breakfast, lunch, dinner, and night, but I totally forgot that they need money for Xeroxing. And it's mahal, ah? So the next Sunday, may Xerox machine na. So little things like that, you know, you learn.
Vinny, ikaw.
Me, when no one's
Sino
watching.
si Vinny?
I mean, same as my, like, I'm a normal guy. I have a day job. I like to skateboard, but I haven't recently, just been busy. Yeah, I think I'm just an average guy.
What about your brothers? Sino sila?
As much, like,
Yeah, careful.
no. I mean,
Sandra-
as famous as, like, let's say Sandra is now, he's still a normal guy. Like, he's still super manong to me and very annoying. Yeah, I mean, they're just they're normal kuyas. Like.
Okay, that's Sandro and
Simon, same
Simon.
thing. But he's a manong also, but because he's younger, I can get away with more stuff. But he's just as vocal.
who is your dad when no one is watching? Pag kayo lang.
He snores really loud.
A chef.
Yeah, a chef, great father. Oh, mathematician. Not a lot of people know that. Yeah.
So when we travel, we'd visit them in England. So we'd always stay in a hotel where there's a supermarket, Watson, di ba? Waitrose. And Bong would take them every morning, and then they'll cook breakfast, lunch, dinner. So that's really your bonding, right?
And then my dad would go like look at all the the juice section like. See, that's not real juice. So in Philippines, you get real juice. You know, like, this one has this chemical, you know.
What kind of a diet does the senator have?
But now he's doing intermittent fasting, but 16 hours. 16 hours, because they say the. But before that, he was doing Fit for Life. So that means you can't mix carbs with protein and this and that. Yeah.
How healthy is he?
How healthy? Super healthy. He's a health nut. In fact, we have a gym there because during COVID, it was everything was closed, right? So he asked to put the gym because every day he's, And I remember when he started campaigning, he came home and he was like, not limping, but he was like, oh, sakit my body. I go, but honey, I thought you go to the gym every day, right? And he goes, no, but it's a different, when you throw things, it's a different muscle. Yeah. So that's why he had to get used to.
It's a strength. Like 50 people, imagine just pulling you.
Yeah.
What about indulgences, ni Senador?
A good bottle of wine, maybe? Yeah.
But he's not really a...
Yeah.
He's kind of corny like that. He's not a... like,
I think after he got
crazy.
COVID, he just, hey, I have to take care of my body, my health. And
Does he have any collection?
Collection? Book
guns,
collection?
maybe
like,
guns? Yeah, he
gun
likes shooting,
collection?
yeah. Guns.
His biggest collection by far is his books, though. I mean,
Yeah,
the books
books.
here are just maybe 20%, and then in Ilocos, he has a whole library. Yeah.
Okay, but prior to the campaign, Liza, how often would he fire?
Oh,
Is that how you call
yeah,
it?
yeah.
Or shoot, yeah.
Or shoot,
once
or
a month.
fire.
And then once a month.
Because it's relaxing, sabi ng mga taong
Yeah.
mahilig sa
And he's
baril.
in the Philippine team. And then Bong was in the Philippine team. Even swimming, he was in the
For
For target practice.
Yeah, target
shooting.
practice. And then every year he sponsors the Marcos Cup in Ilocos, right? Every birthday for all the shooters. So he was the one who put together the Philippine team for shooting.
okay. Pet peeves ng dad mo.
Oh, he does this thing if he sees something he doesn't like, he'll just walk by and go, like make parinig.
Or cold soup. He hates cold
Cold
soup.
soup.
Right?
Habits.
Bong can read 3 books a day. Like he'll read one book and then halfway through read another book and he'll read one book, finish, right?
What are these? Basically political books.
Political, biographies.
But a lot of fiction also, like I forgot. He has a favorite author, but just stories about usually about military or that type of thing.
Okay.
Everything Churchill, everything Paul McCartney.
Musicians and all
Star Trek, yeah.
love Star Trek.
What do you adore most about your dad?
Just a really nice guy. That's all. Like sometimes he is annoying, but I can't imagine having another father.
But may kwento about the guitar. So when
The
he
guitar.
learned to
So
play the guitar.
I just got an electric guitar, right? And I got a really big amp. Sobrang loud, right? Like, and then every time my dad walks by my room, he opens the door without not even saying hi or anything, just goes, headphones. It's like, okay, fine.
The best thing about your husband, Lisa?
He's very kind. For someone so intelligent, he's so kind. That's why I married him. Syempre, before I'd hear all these stories, and when you get to know him naman, you see naman he's intelligent. But kind, like hindi na pipikon, hindi na, wow, with all the hatred around, it's so easy to get, I would get pikon. He no.
Does he have an expression?
Hey you.
Hey you.
Hey you.
If he's going through a really tough time, he'll just turn around quietly and say, give me strength. You know,
Yeah.
right? To God, like,
Yeah.
give me strength.
God give me strength.
Mannerisms.
Oh, he always talk whenever he talks, right? Like, because I always watch him make speeches, right? He's always like this, you know, and then he'll always fiddle with the mic stand, you know, and then talk side to side.
Mahilig din ba magkwento ng mga biro? May mga jokes ang dad?
Yeah, oh my God.
Super.
Some cornier than the next.
Do you
but
have to laugh?
No. But he'll laugh anyway.
He does.
Yeah.
At his own jokes.
Yeah. Especially if we get in his, he'll laugh. Like,
Or like sometimes he's dancing and my kids will say, Dad, your moves are so outdated.
Let's go to your love story. This is very interesting to me because when I was preparing for these interviews, nalaman ko na si Presidente Quezon pala, nung nanliligaw siya kay Mrs. Quezon, the movie star of the moment during the time was Atang de la Rama, the
Okay.
great Atang de la Rama. Dinala niya si Atang de la Rama sa baler para pakantahin.
Really?
Oo, para haranahin, para ligawan si Mrs. Quezon. How was your ligawan? How was your love story?
Well, there was no harana, that's for sure.
In New York.
No,
Because I know you were in New York. I think you saw
we
each other in
met.
New York.
We met through a mutual friend during the trial, and then we were just friends. It wasn't love at first sight or whatever. No.
But what was your first impression, Liza?
Well, I'm from the other side, di ba? So parang, And you know, you're just waiting for them to make a mistake, right? Like parang, oh, this is a great one, you know?
Okay.
And then we just used to hang out together and then became friends. And then I could see he was really a kind person, but he'd make me laugh and it just developed that way.
When did you know that he was starting to court you?
Maybe the 8th month, because my parents were coming to visit in Manila. And they were arriving at 4 in the afternoon, I'll never forget. And I go, get out of my apartment. Like, my parents didn't know that, you know, I was dating a Marcos, diba? And he just refused to go out. He was taking his time. I said, Pong, my parents are, get out. And then after a couple of days, yeah, he gave me tapa and said, o tayo na ha, yung ganon. There's no harana. Tapa and tayo na.
So tapa at tayo na.
Tayo
and
na,
that
ha?
started the love story. But you got married in Hong Kong, tama?
No, we
First,
got married
or-
in, he asked permission from my parents in Hong Kong. We were in Hong Kong. then-
parang pamamanhikan.
Yeah. Then
Okay.
he flew there and then asked my parents, ganyan. And now he's the favorite of my parents. Well, my parents they passed away, but he was the favorite. And then we got married in Italy, in Fiesole.
Okay. Sinong seloso sa inyo?
Him,
By far.
by far.
Talaga?
By far. I'm not celoso at all. It's like-
No, but can you tell me of a story kung saan out of nowhere, out of somewhere, bigla na lang nagselos?
Oh, God. When we were going out, like when I would, let's say New York, right? So friends would come over, ganyan. You know, there's some friends of mine that they weren't my boyfriend, but you know, we're close enough to like hug and, you know, and Bo would say, what you doing? What you doing? And get on, like, it's none of your business. It's like, you know what I mean? But it's not like we were kissing or anything. You're just being,
Some people are touchy.
yeah. Touchy-feely. I'm touchy-feely.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is sad. Pero pag nagsiselos, paano mo alam na nagsiselos? He expresses that? He does.
Yeah. Who's that guy? Oh, what's his story? Ganyan.
Who is the more romantic? In your eyes.
Yeah,
Me
your eyes.
personally. I think my dad by far. My dad's style is surprise, compliments, and presents, right?
Make kwento about Valentine's, what he did
Yeah. No, he got like a whole crate of flowers.
this
Then
Valentine's.
got us to carry it, present.
And it was so heavy. It was really heavy, no?
yeah, I mean, it was soil, on the bottom. So yeah,
You and Sandro, right?
yeah.
And then when you brought it to the room, Dad goes, "Where's the card?" The card fell.
No, look.
And just when you think like this campaign, he was so busy. So in the morning, I'm like, didn't even think about me for Valentine's. I was like, nagbumukmuk. And then the flowers came, but he had that in mind, right?
Okay.
The flowers came and all that, and the card. And then that night, he called me, Valentine's, he called me at 6 o'clock, and he goes, "Hey, I have a brilliant idea. Since the SMNI interviews the next day, why don't we check in?" We wanted to go to the Japanese, but when I called, they said, "Puno na," because it's Valentine's. I said, "Okay, we'll just do it in the room." And then they called 5 minutes later and said, "Ma'am, actually, nabakante na." I said, "Wow, there's only one private room in Inamura." And then they go, "At ma'am, nakakatawa. Yung nag-cancel, si Sandro Marcos." I'm like, oh boy, the world has changed. We're now dependent on
Small
my...
time ka na, like.
Small time.
Do you also have fights?
I wouldn't say fights. I'd say like disagreements.
They
Like,
argue over the stupidest things. Like the volume of the TV. That's the biggest argument they have all the time.
Yeah, or the snoring. Like he says, I snore. I say, he snores. So one day we taped. They taped. My kids taped the snoring.
Itinape. And then?
Yeah.
Para lang may pruweba.
Yeah, and both
Yeah.
of them snore. Like,
But he snored louder.
I don't know.
Well, anyway. Yeah, things like that about the volume of the TV, what thing to watch,
Or
right?
what to eat.
What to eat, yeah.
When you have your girlfriend, you have a girlfriend, as you said.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Is it necessary for you to introduce your girlfriend to mom and dad?
For me, definitely. It's my gauge it's my gauge to see what type of character there are. Like I trust my family, and love is blind or whatever. So
So the girlfriend was here Christmas, right? I'll tell her how we treated her. What did she say?
no, you're not.
Okay, Mina, okay. So first, I'm cool. Anyway, she goes back we were very nice to her. She had a nice time. And then she went back to Singapore. And he was calling her. She wasn't answering, right, for something. Maybe she was busy. So Mom texts her. So I text her right away. She answers. So I go, ha, guess who's more malakas? Me.
Okay. Did you find out why she wasn't picking up?
Yeah,
She
she
did-
was hanging out with her friend.
Yeah.
Okay, but when mom sent a text
The
message.
priority, eh.
Pero importante sa inyo ng girlfriend mo na kilala ka ng magulang, kilala ng mga magulang mo ang girlfriend mo.
Yeah, definitely.
First girlfriend?
No.
Oh, no, the first one was horrible.
Oh, okay.
The first one, I was like...
Pag ayaw mo ng girlfriend, Lisa, sinasabi mo,
Actually, I always make it a point to be nice to the girlfriends, like to really go out of my way so that, they won't make takas and it's more, but this one girl, she was...
In fairness, you were very civil at the start. You were very
I was so nice to her at the
You
start.
made bawi a lot.
But this girl, she's Russian. So she didn't know how to say please or thank you or,
No,
a little...
I think it's just more of a culture mismatch. And I didn't brief her, saying like, when you go into the room, you need to make beso. I didn't do any of that.
That's called manners, darling.
mahalaga sa atin yan.
Mahalaga yan.
Mahalaga sa
Respect.
atin. You've been married for,
28?
almost
20,
30 years.
almost 30
Almost
years.
1990.
God, that's half my life.
Yeah, 1990.
1993 we got married.
Right, you got married
94,
1993.
Yeah.
How do you keep, the passion alive?
Well, we always have date night. Bong always has date night. We call it DDD. Dinner, drinks, date, and then massage. So it started in New York. Like every Thursday we would go watch a movie, then eat in a nice restaurant, and then there's a Korean massage place I would go to. So here, we do that also.
And that's consistent.
Yeah, except this election.
Yeah. Your parenting style, Lisa.
My parenting style?
Laissez-faire.
I think I'm a chill mom. I only ask from my kids to be honest, and in the morning they have to wake me up and go, "Hi, flawless pearl," right?
That one I'm outgrowing already.
Yeah. In the morning they have to be, "Hi, hello, flawless pearl." Sandra won't do it anymore. You're the only one.
Yeah, that's how your mom's favorite.
Yeah. No,
From your point of view, how were you raised?
I think relatively normal. Because actually, for my childhood, most of the time, it was in Ilocos. And it wasn't even in Lawag, it was by the beach, right?
Marunong ka mag-Ilocano?
Pasilam, like Marigat. Like, it's hard, like, just a little bit, you know?
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, so I grew up in, next to the beach, right? So I was never influenced by, money or, always buying expensive stuff. My dad naman's kuripot, so all I knew was the beach and the house, right? So...
No, and every Sunday you'd another fisherman, right? The fishermen's kids, we'd make it a
right,
point to give them food, and they're very mabait that way.
If you were to describe yourself as a wife, Liza, paano?
Supportive? Mataray?
Does the senator say that?
No, not mataray. He just says, oh, when your mom's mad, run for the hills, right? I do have a temper. Even with these kids.
I got a temper.
See,
from my
Bong kasi
mom.
doesn't shout or scream. I do when I'm mad.
Vinny, right now, what do you know about love for sure?
That love can be beautiful. I know that's really corny, but yeah, I mean, you guys have some, well, for me, disgusting moments, but you guys look happy.
I know,
so-
like when Bong and I are kissing or whatever, they're like, get out of our room. We're like, we're in our room. You get out of our room.
there was what we were in Ilocos, right? And we were looking at the sunset, right? Ganda. And my dad just turns and says, you're still the most beautiful thing here. We're like, oh, shut up.
Ew.
You don't do that to your girlfriend.
I do, but not in public.
Oh, there you go.
That's not public. They're just dad, you and I. And
So if you were to describe you and your siblings as sons, as children, how would you do it? Let's start with Sandro.
Sandro,
How is Sandro as a child, as a son?
very blunt, I would say. Like, he doesn't beat around the bush. If he doesn't like something, or if my dad gives him advice and he doesn't like it, he will definitely say something. He won't just be quiet.
He's more like mom, dad, in that sense.
in the sense of arguing, I think me, right?
Yeah,
He won't
in
let up
arguing-
until he gets his way.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
But in terms of public speaking, my dad, for sure.
Simon.
Simon naman, I'd say he's more like my dad because he's a little quieter. Sorry. Yeah, Simon's a little quieter,
Okay.
a little more reserved, a little more thoughtful, I would say. Yeah.
While Vinny,
Yeah, I think if I had to describe myself, I'd just say kulit. Like, I'm pretty kulit.
You know, when he left here 2 years ago, he's 120 pounds. He came back, he was 220 pounds. We're like, what happened to you? You ballooned, remember?
Well, the chicken rice is too good.
And then like 4 weeks with your dad on the campaign trail, he lost like 20 pounds. It's really tiring, huh?
Yeah,
it is. Oh.
I tried following my dad na nga for 3 days. I need to take a break for 4.
Pag magkakasama kayo, when you're together as a family, what do you talk about? Do you talk about politics? Do you talk about religion? Do you talk about money? Do you talk about sex?
For Sandra, Simon, and my dad, it's music. We always talk about music.
Or books, right?
Star Trek, TV show.
Star Trek. So it depends. Sometimes we have lunch there and we talk about ordinary stuff. Or sometimes we watch Star Trek. So it's like TV dinner kind of thing. So, and then your dad will make cuento about Kirk and the old Star Trek, right? Like,
Liza, do you remember some of the most difficult conversations you had with your boys?
maybe with this guy, when the girlfriend, the Russian, I said,
Okay.
no way. She's the bad news. Iho, I don't meddle in here, but I'm telling you. And Sandra and Simon joined in and said, Vinny, you can do better than that. You know, she's not respectful. She's not... Please and thank you. How hard can that be, right?
And of course, naman, I got super mad.
He got mad. He was lording for the girl.
I was going to move with her to Russia.
Yeah. He goes, Mom, let me go with her, my life. I go, you go, you don't come back.
I think I said something really baduy, like, let my love live or something.
Yeah.
Like,
We all laughed. Like, how old were you? Like, you were 20 na.
Yeah, 20.
Yeah, I guess first love, di ba?
Yeah, you're talking about 4 years ago. So paano natapos yun?
It was merely because I had to move back from the Philippines.
And,
It's just not practical.
Yeah, and what made you realize that I'm not, after all those lines of my life is, for
Oh, right.
I want to go to Russia, etc.
I think I think hindsight has a lot to do with it. Just looking back and saying, yeah, okay, but
Oh, she had a boyfriend after you. Admit it. She ditched you. She ditched you. No, 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 no.
but no, it's just a standard breakup, right? You just move on. Wala lang.
No, but it can be difficult.
It was definitely difficult.
It can be difficult
Yeah.
if it
I mean-
was first love and, you know.
Like we only just started talking recently now, just because there's so much emotion, right? You need time for it, you know, to be able to be friends again. Yeah.
Let's talk about public life, public scrutiny. How are you able to handle that? I mean, Liza, for somebody very private like you.
Yeah, I still am. I don't.
You are, yeah, but
I mean, I rarely give interviews. I really like my anonymity.
thank you for doing this. Oh, thank you.
It's like New York, diba? That's why I love New York. Nobody knows you. You can do your thing. Now, well, let's see. If he wins, I'll deal with it, right?
Yeah. And
When the time
pag
comes.
pinalad ang iyong asawa, are you starting to think about the role that you would play as first lady?
No, you know, I don't want to jinx it. Because in 2016, we really thought we would win. And it was really a painful. You know, now people say, ang lakas ninyo, sure na yan. You know, and in my mind, like, try losing and living with it for 6 years. That's difficult.
Because of that experience.
Yeah.
You don't want to think about it.
Yeah.
Vinny, ikaw, do you think about the prospects of your father winning the elections and what you would do? Would you stay in Singapore?
Well, at the moment, I think because since 2016, we are all so superstitious. Like, no amount of lead can make me comfortable with speculating what I'm going to do after
Okay.
the election, right? Yeah.
No, I understand that. But let me just push it a little bit,
Okay.
Liza, because anything is possible. But are you thinking about role models, for example, former first ladies here and abroad? You're not
No,
thinking-
my role model is me. Maybe my mom or my lola. That's as far as it goes, yeah.
Okay.
You, who's your role model?
Actually, I get a lot of inspiration from, you know this producer called Rick Rubin? Have you ever heard of him?
No.
He's a hip hop producer. Anyway, yeah, he's just
Rick
in terms
Rubin? I
Of,
never
Rick
heard-
Rubin. He talks a lot about kind of how do I explain? He gets the best out of people in a very positive way. You know.
You're thinking about that kind of modeling, which I think is very good. But in terms of public scrutiny,
Right.
you guys have been public. Inevitably, you're public, as you would say, because you are a Marcos.
Right. Right.
How do you handle? How do you traverse that line?
Right. I think it's harder for my mom because she had to take that on. But like the three of us, naman, we grew up with that. That's a normal part of our life.
You don't know what it is to be not public.
Well, every time I go, that's why I love going to Singapore, right? People aren't afraid to say that, you know, you're not good at coding, or you know, or parang you know your friends are real, right? So that's why I go abroad. But yeah,
How do you handle that, Lisa? I mean, knowing that you cannot be public, even if you try to be not public.
Well, I think people can be as public as they let themselves be, right? Some people like posting about everything. They wear, they eat. Some people don't. So it's really up to the person, right? I mean, we'll see. Let's cross the bridge. when we
What
get
does the senator say about public life, about public scrutiny?
Well, Bong was in Malacanang since he was at 8, right? So can you imagine all that?
It's not like it's a
He-
choice.
no, I think for him it comes so naturally.
Yeah, like when he was Ilocos governor, we'd go to China and all that. And I could see the way he sits, the way he engages. That's an art, huh?
Yeah.
The translation, then you're there patient. Diba? I am the most impatient person I know and the most kitty person I know. But he really, it's I guess the training, right? Or you lived with it all your life.
I mean, if your dad is the president, right, growing up,
Yeah.
Until it became natural. Second nature.
even dressing up, right? He just naturally dresses. Like when he leaves the room, he never leaves in casual clothes. Because when he grew up in Malacanang, important people will be walking around. You need to look presentable, right?
Liza, you become the art and culture, fashion ambassador. Everybody will be watching what you'll be wearing, anong kulay, anong design.
When they did this whole thing about my mother-in-law having 3,000 pairs of shoes, right? And now in this campaign, people are giving me outfits and shoes, and we haven't even started. You know what I mean? I go, and imagine she was first lady for 30 years, right? Imagine how much stuff you accumulate. So, no, it's just an aside talking about.
No, but are you going to be politically involved? I mean, your circle of friends knows that you are, somebody described you as someone brilliant. You're a brilliant lawyer.
Maybe, well, I'll cross the bridge when I get there. But if ever, teaching will be good. I'm a lawyer, but to enter government, no way. They can't afford me, number one. And I'll fire all of them. So,
Di may mga pagkakataon kasi hindi mo naman mahihiwalay talaga minsan yung personal at saka yung policy. But it's not something that terrifies you, Liza.
no.
Or nothing terrifies Liza Mark.
No. I get scared also. But I mean, government, no, that's not my thing. Yeah, I'm very New York, so it has to be my way or the highway, right? So just...
And people will be watching. Can you imagine the kind of attention that you guys will be getting, whether you're in Singapore or in Manila?
Right. I still don't understand. I don't really do it. I'm not like, there's so many more guapo people in the world.
Yeah. Vinny has a fans club now, you know? From signing Sandro's autographs, now he has 4 fans.
Ano yung pakiramdam mo na meron ka ng sariling fans club, sabi ni Ma'am?
I mean, I'm definitely grateful. I mean, I'm not sure what I did to deserve it, but I mean, if anyone's watching out there, thanks, you know?
Nee, you're kilig. Come on.
Hello.
Security. You guys are used to security. Because I can imagine when your dad becomes president, at pinalad na maging presidente ang inyong ama, ay mapapaligiran kayo.
For the moment, I just don't wanna think about PSG or anything. Like, we're not there yet, kasi, you know.
Okay.
Like,
The only reason why I raise it up is, people must realize, I mean, somebody once said this, that the security of the first family is the security of the president. Mrs. Quezon, unfortunately, was ambushed.
Oh, was she?
Yes, when on her way to opening the Quezon Memorial Hospital in Baler, kasama niya ang kanyang anak, and then son-in-law and 9 other people.
Why did they do that?
Allegedly by the Hook Balahap. So what I'm trying to say is your security is the security of Senator Bongbong. So, but you're not thinking about it yet.
no, and I mean, we've already started ramping up security. So now we have to ride in bulletproof cars. We hire another security company, right? Just to...
Ikaw, Liza, your thoughts?
Me? Well, somebody told me there are 1,200 PSGs guarding the first family. I'm like, are you out of your mind? That's divided by 5, that's 250. I'm like, what a waste of money, right? I mean, go to the frontliners and secure them. I mean, that's so, I don't know, exag if you ask me. But we're not there yet.
I'd like to get your thoughts, Liza, on divorce.
Divorce. I am for divorce. I mean, I am for divorce because there's some marriages that really will not work out, right? Or if you're a battered wife or whatever. But we have to make it hard. It can't be like in the States, divorce, you get married in Vegas, you're divorced the next day. No, there has to be cogent reasons for
repercussions
divorce.
with it, yeah.
Well, you don't want, it's an institution of marriage, right? So you don't want to make it too easy for them to break that bond.
Right. Vinny, listening to Mom, what is your view on divorce?
I think in 2016, my dad said something like, I love my wife, so I'm against divorce. Yeah, so I think that's probably my thinking, yeah.
Even if the marriage doesn't work?
There are definitely cases, where a marriage just isn't
No, but let's
working.
go personal.
Personal?
Yeah. Personal and hypothetical, because you are yet to get married.
Right. I think the divorce could also be valid, especially, what if the person you married lied to you this whole time, right? By right, you're going out with somebody that you don't know. So is that really divorcing someone? Because I would say that's an annulled marriage, right?
So it's not just about love, it's
Right.
about many other things.
Yeah.
What about
Especially
same-sex marriage? What is your stand?
Oh, I mean, love is love. It's no issue there.
Good for
I-
you.
I-
Love
doesn't-
is love. That's true. I mean,
I mean, it doesn't affect me, right? Like, why should I care?
I think they should be given equal succession rights, equal. I mean,
Yeah, at least in the eyes of the law, everyone's the same.
two mature individuals who fall in love, big deal, right? Who are we to judge?
Pero Lisa, you have to consider that our religion, being Catholics, and I raise this point most of the time, ay sinasabi nilang hindi nga pwede dahil hindi yan pinapayagan ng simbahan. Your
But
take?
I think the church should open its eyes and be more, like the Pope now, Pope Francis, right? Said, "Who am I to judge? If you can't
Seek
be
goodwill.
can't be all about scriptures.
What about abortion?
Abortion, well, as a criminal lawyer, the law allows abortion, and certain if it's medical reasons or
Therapeutic abortion is allowed in this country, but outside of that,
no. But then, I mean, if you get raped, right, or incest or whatever, then I'm for it. I mean, you don't want to live with that. As long as there's a cogent reason, let me put it that way.
you have an opinion, Vinny, on abortion?
Not qualified. Like,
All right.
Not qualified.
Sa mga sinasabing hindi maganda, sa mga sinasabing kasiraan, Lisa, laban sa iyong asawa, anong nais mong sabihin?
Gusto ko sabihin, sana makilala mo siya, katulad na nakilala ko siya. Mabait talaga si Bong. I can't even begin to say how intelligent and how kind he is. If that were me being bashed like that for 30 years, oh my God, I'd be a basket case, right? But he doesn't get picon. In fact, he looks for the good in people. Me, if somebody pisses me off, I look talagang, diba? Si Bong, no, opposite. And I say that it's so different from my personality. So, yeah,
Okay. Vinny, ikaw, sa lahat ng sinasabi laban against your father,
Right.
what do you want to say?
I think in politics, there's a tendency to paint people as very good or very evil, right? And, maybe if I think he's the greatest person in the world, then, he can't be all that bad, right? So maybe try and take a more objective view, I would say.
Okay. Nanonood ang bayang Pilipinas, ang sambayanan, Vinny. What do you want to say? Bakit ang dad mo? Bakit si Senador Bongbong Marcos?
I mean, I can talk about like Lawag. I've seen Lawag from what it was to what it is now. But for me, I think he's just a great guy, great father. I've never seen him hurt a fly, right? So just for that, I would say go for it, right?
Liza, ikaw, bakit ang asawa mo? Bakit si Senador Bongbong Marcos?
again, kasi mabait, matalino, pogi, sexy. What else?
Stop now.
He's a good guy. He's a good guy.
Okay.
And I think it's his time, I mean, honestly, if we had our way, why would you enter politics? Like, you're already comfortable. So it's really to serve. When he says public service, he really wants to serve.
Last question. Trending news tomorrow. Give it a hashtag.
Go green for the environment. Like,
Hashtag Go
Go green.
Green for the environment. Lisa, ikaw.
Hashtag world peace. Right?
Maraming
See?
salamat.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time. God bless you.
Thank you,
Thank you so much.
boy.
Maraming salamat.
Sponsored by Jonathan So and Carl Macadangdang of Tok Tok and Shomai King, Richard Guico of Bigas Pilipinas, Marco Ballesteros of Ultra Fit Coffee, Boy So of La Carmela de Boracay.
Hi, people of the Philippines and people of the world. Hit the button below. And you will be subscribing to the Boy Abunda Talk channel on YouTube. Let's keep talking.